Welcome to the Grain of Salt podcast, Godzilla Singular Point, episode 12. My name is Hank, and with me is Ben.
Yo.
Hey, how do you feel about build-up?
There's a lot of it. There's certainly a lot of it. God.
They
Why?
can't just give it to us. Gotta build up more.
I don't I've been waiting for 5 stupid episodes now to get Professor Lee back.
I don't think you're gonna get that one.
They're making me wait.
Oh man.
I'm telling you. So they did,
She comes back as a ghost.
something, yeah, spirit. I mean, we did it kind of related. They said a combination of words that did make my ears perk up, and that would be plant kaiju. Like, oh shit. Are we about to get Biolante up in this bitch?
We did not get Biolante.
We didn't
in this bitch
at all. Massive disappointment on all fronts.
All we got was some moths.
We did get some
Not
moths.
Mothra. Some moths. A flock of moths.
I don't know. How'd you feel about the episode overall?
I don't know if I'd still enjoyed it, but it's just we've had a lot of episodes of build up.
Yeah.
And there is no Godzilla in this episode at all because they're building up. He's in his ultimate form, where he's way taller now.
Yeah, he's 100
that's
meters.
That's cool. I like the Jet Jaguar building up to his real thing. I don't care about Salunga waking back up.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
I did really like the end of this episode with its montage with the music.
The end was easily the best part.
That was hype as shit.
It was so good. It was dope.
The way they did that.
The rest of the episode was kind of garbage.
Yeah.
Again,
it was just oh yeah, all this shit about worrying about the orthogonal diagonalizers and putting off the apocalypse thing. Yeah, it's to no one's surprise, that shit, you don't have time for it. The calamity is happening now.
Yeah.
Which has been clear for multiple episodes. And just the dumb characters having to figure it out at the last minute is kind of annoying.
I mean, that dumb character realizes that thing is actually going to happen. That's fine, whatever. Do that, but have it be I don't know, 8 episodes ago or whatever. It didn't need to go this long.
Yeah.
It's
just weird that they had this character set up so that our characters could be in the correct position for this to happen, but BB still was not actually on the side of this is what we're doing. Really? Yeah. He still was operating on his own agenda and just oh, last minute. Oh, no, that's not happening. The calamity's happening fucking now. So that's just yeah, obviously, we know.
Yeah.
That's been clear.
No shit, dude.
It's really that the whole May half of the story just feels kind of superfluous. Because at least with Yun and Jet Jaguar, they're in the shit. They're in the red dust cloud where Godzilla actually is. And they have to, get to a place. Like, I kind of don't see why our other characters had to go through what they went through to get where they are. Like,
Yeah. Like, it kind of reminds me, honestly, what the... Colossal. That was the name of it. That, like, Anne Hathaway's sort of kaiju film. There was a part where, like, you know, they're controlling kaiju, right? Like, the kaiju mimic their movements or whatever shit. And this guy is going crazy. He's like destroying Seal, I believe, and like killing thousands of people like with each step. And they're trying to make you care that this guy is killing people, but they're like overlaying the screams of dying people on top of him stomping in a sandbox. And like it really takes you out of giving any fucks at all about it. And that's like kind of how I feel at this point about like the catastrophe stuff, like the May side of things. Like you said, we're not by it. We're not in the thick of it currently anyway. And I recognize it's a thing that needs to be solved, but you have like they're splitting it into two parts for no reason, or into two halves is a better term. Like I don't care about about going off and solving this equation.
They have like the secret society of people who are like up all in the know about this shit, and like Yun is like 2 steps ahead of them, just on his own.
Yeah. Well, not even
without access to any of that stuff.
Yeah, he has
and like while piloting while fixing like a giant robot to go fight shit. Like he's just actually doing all the work out here.
Like half of his, he's like caught between a desk and like a monster that's actively trying to kill him, and he's like, oh shit, it's probably this text.
Yeah. So it just feels like why are we spending all this time cutting away from this other stuff if Yun is just gonna figure this shit out himself anyway?
Well, and like I guess they're going for the angle of like the like May and Yoon being like super smart, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, like they're trying to build up like this little group of people, but then also May just comes in and like looks at Archetype for like all of 2 seconds, and she instantaneously knows more than everybody else about it. It's how they build them up, it just meh.
It's fine, just because I got the impression that like she wasn't really telling them shit they didn't know. Like that they had figured that stuff out before, but she just figured it out incredibly quickly, given presented with the information, and didn't have their hang-ups on what they should be doing with it or whatever.
Yeah, that's true.
And she figured out like she's like the calamity is coming. That should be the focus. She doesn't have this hang-up on like making this bomb perfect.
Yeah. True.
So I'm fine with that. It's just, in the economy of making this show.
Yeah.
I wanted more, like, at least monster of the week. Like, give me a new monster for Jet Jaguar to fight.
Yeah, no, 100%.
which we haven't got. Like, he's kills a Rodan or two over the last 2 episodes. So it's just like, I wanted like, to throw in a different monster for him to at least kill, like at least something. At least back when he was fighting the scorpion or the spider monsters, like, that was a thing.
Yeah, or like
just going back to Rodan's.
I mean, or at this point it'd be a little weird, but like when he was getting his ass kicked too, that was great.
Mm-hmm.
And I like maybe part of it. I guess I don't know what their plans are, but is there going to be like another season or like more of this? Because
I have no idea.
it seems
I wouldn't
like
assume so, just because the way Netflix operates, they don't
true,
really
true,
care
yeah.
about. They're not interested in long running stings.
It seems like this could have been so cool if it had more breathing room, you know?
I don't know that it. I don't think it needed more breathing room. I think it needed a structured like ladder that of action that our heroes were climbing, and they're just.
There
It
could
honestly
be
just needed more monster of the week shit that was
the
like
breathing
building
room
up,
could allow that.
rather than like Godzilla's just hanging out and like slowly has all the breathing room in the world to get super powerful, but it's taking, 10 episodes
Yeah.
from when we first saw him to him, which is like, when he does stuff, it's hype as hell. It's just like still not. I feel like they could have filled in the empty space with more action and less telling us stuff we already know.
I mean, they had to fit in all those archetype analogies, dude.
Yeah, that's
People people are
what that's what gets me. Just is that like it's one thing to do an analogy; it's another thing to give me like 5 episodes in a row with 5 different analogies telling me the same thing. Like we really stopped getting new information of like
I mean,
episodes ago.
for to an extent, the even the new information we were getting, like, kind of who cares, you know? We don't
That's
need
I mean, yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
don't need to be like, this doesn't need to be some like hard sci-fi bullshit. Like, it's Godzilla science. Fuck it. Like, this thing
Sure.
is going to
Again, what
happen
what I
because it's
liked
going to happen.
what was okay to me about the exposition in the earlier was just that it was being delivered quickly.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the speed of it, the momentum of it. But when there is something about seeing the same thing explained to you that you're getting more used to it, that then it feels more tedious than if like I don't know, if their technobabble was constantly leveling up and like getting to even crazier shit, like that might have I think that could have been okay, or at least better. But like honestly, their technobabble has stagnated
Mm-hmm.
completely
Yeah.
by like halfway through the show, kinda.
What, you didn't think that you didn't think they peaked at the Jello analogy?
I think they no, they
What was
peaked
your
before the Jello analogy.
what was your peak analogy?
I mean, the first time when we figure out that like light in archetype increases energy, I think that
Okay.
was
I mean,
is
that was
really
a
the
cool, that,
peak.
like, the demo.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a cool bit.
like they kind of never topped that.
I mean,
So
retroactively,
they've kind of like at best they've like just done that kind of thing again with like the signal coming into Jet Jaguar upgrading him is kind of just the exact same thing as that, as this signal coming from the future that unpacks itself.
I mean, retroactively, the best analogy is Tiger Tiger, because I mean, I think it's fine.
It just doesn't. It's not fitting.
I mean, yeah, the
It doesn't.
dis
It
the
doesn't actually
disconnect,
apply to
the
this.
disconnect is amusing, but also
Yeah, sure.
I thought it was fun, like how much it infuriated you. I
That's
was
the only thing.
when we came when that the first instance of it happened. Like, I
Yeah.
could understand like anything like the second or third time or whatever, but even the first time, like, I thought it was whatever, and you came in so hot, and I was not expecting it.
It's because that like revealed like, oh, you're not actually trying.
Yeah, yeah. It was just
It
so
just
it was
it's
funny.
such a wood level pull that like
Yeah,
it
yeah.
revealed that like you guys aren't actually thinking about this that hard.
Man. So we're clearly getting Mothra.
I don't know. I don't know if it might just be those moths might be it. That might be all the
Okay,
Mothra we get.
Yeah, we're getting this show's equivalent of Mothra. It might just be the these butterflies.
Well, they're moths.
No, they said they were butterflies.
No.
Oh, I thought they were butterflies.
They use a quote about yellow butterflies.
Oh. I mean, that's all it
But
takes.
they are moths.
It's all the same shit. Gramps was great in this episode.
Gramps is always great. He is. He's so single-minded in his energy.
Look, he encapsulated some
Silkworms. That's what they call
serious
it. Giant silkworm moths.
He
And then they use the yellow
encapsulated.
butterfly quote.
He's
Everything I care about.
Well,
Gotta fight Godzilla. What the fuck are we doing?
Okay,
Come
but
on.
also some serious Ben energy, where he was like, they're in the military tent or whatever, and the whichever soldier person that we're supposed to care about is like, I don't know, talking, and Gramps is just like, we're done at, like, it's not the time to ask questions. Like, are you in or out? We're in. I'm like, hell yeah. You don't ask questions. You just dive in. I identify with
You
that
just
on it.
read the wrong comic.
You just dive the hell in. Don't ask.
Nothing could go wrong.
You know what? I watched Godzilla before I got through a good chunk of the comic. Like, it's it hit me. That quote hit me regardless.
Okay.
Look, ignorance is bliss. I'm a happy bitch.
All right.
There was also another bit that Gramps had. There was some, I forget it. Maybe it was something he said. I know I thought it was great when Jet Jaguar was like, "Mama, Mama's over there." The truck rolls around.
Yeah. Jaguar being a weird baby. I'm lesson 2.
Oh man.
When they walk across that bridge and fucking Pharaoh 2 just
Dude.
fucking plummets through it. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not cool.
I was a little worried, but the music cues kept me going.
It was way more precarious than it needed to be.
It was like a
He was
weird,
hanging by a wire.
Yeah, it like got progressively worse so quick, and then it's fine. I thought it was gonna be way more of a thing, but it's it's like the ladies trying to steal the bag and then stealing him at the
It's
airport.
exactly like that. It's
Like-
like this weird false why this is like way worse than it needs to be, but also May is completely nonplussed about it.
Yeah, it's like this serious little situation, but also it's like taking up time.
Yeah.
Like it's such a waste. It's like filler. It's like micro filler. It's weird.
Micro action filler.
Micro action filler. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm still in.
I mean, the end of this episode was hype as fuck.
It was so good, dude.
They like literally stopped talking and just played the music. The music in this show, it's top notch. Top notch.
Oh, it's very good.
Using classic Godzilla shit. I love it.
They just like they're so close. Why is anime Godzilla like some unobtainable like it's for some reason it's so hard to get right even though it should be easy as hell. Like I don't know. Why is
I don't know, but like if the last episode's good, I can forgive a lot of this
Yeah.
stuff. So
But I guess I'm trying to think if I watch this again, how am I going to watch it? Like, how will this hold up? Because I have not, past doing a little bit of going back either to try to remember something or in particular Godzilla's big scene. I have not gone and rewatched like any of these at all.
oh.
So it's usually a one and done for me. But I'm wondering, like, in the future, like, if I want to binge this, how will it go? Or will I just end up like skipping through episodes? Like how?
Yeah, I can't imagine. The way I would rewatch this is if I were showing it to someone else.
Yeah.
And I'm only going to do that if I think the ending is worth it. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, if the ending flops, ugh.
It'll be disappointing. I mean,
Yeah.
It is what it is. I can't be too hard on this thing just because, most Godzilla movies are not that good either.
Oh, I mean, true.
Being real.
The difference,
So,
the difference is
it's just, this is a lot of content.
it's
Like the
longer.
ratio for how many episodes we have for how little Godzilla is actually in this. Yeah, for sure.
I mean, we don't have a big enough sample size to determine what Godzilla time looks like in a show or in an anime. Though it seems like I guess based on other show things, it would be like 3 minutes per episode.
Godzilla shows up in every Hanna-Barbera Godzilla episode. He's in all of them.
Fuck. Yeah, that's right. That's true. We do have precedents.
He's
Oh my
in every
God.
Godzilla in the 90s one based on the movie.
Yeah.
Godzilla's in every episode of that show.
I need to finish the 90s one. I did all of OG Godzilla. Godzuki is really unnecessary.
And
Just
Godzuki.
a cursed ending to an otherwise fine theme.
Yeah.
But no, this is
I don't know. I remember liking that 90s show, okay?
yeah, it's
It's certainly more ambitious and interesting than that movie.
I think I got
they go places and do
I
stuff.
like 5 or 6 episodes deep. I didn't drop it for any reason I can think of. It just fell out of it.
But also, like, there are plenty of better shows to spend your time with.
Well, yeah. But when I started it, there were not plenty of better Godzilla shows.
True.
Or I didn't know about them. I think I started it before even finding like any of the Godzilla toy things.
There are plenty of Godzilla. There's Godzilla Land. There's Godzilla.
Yeah, but like I didn't.
Bond. There's Godzilla Island. All the Godzilla shows made for toddlers.
You know, where
They're
Godzilla
great.
thrives.
Yeah, man.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works.
I can't argue with results. Is all I'm saying.
I mean, it sounds like we need maybe, it wouldn't work in a feature length, but they could do like a slightly elongated episode where Godzilla and friends are just like seeing who can hit a rock the farthest. Classic. Get a couple of fart jokes in there. Call it a day. Reel in the money.
Teach me some math.
Imagine. I'm just imagining, like, you go to see a fucking Godzilla film in the theaters, right? And you show up, and on the big screen is, like, Godzilla toys on, like, sticks, and one of them, like, farts. Like, just an IMAX.
10 out of 10. That's a 10 out of 10 IMAX experience. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah. like an IMAX experience. Just I'm oh my god. You know what? I'm a fucking child at heart. And I don't even care. Like if I'm in the theater, it's just like a deep quality fart joke hits. I'm there, dude. Like a Godzilla puppet fart joke. That's a guaranteed film of the year. Oh man. We can dream. Actually, we should just.
If
pitch
it's an
this to
animated
Netflix.
dog, I'm out though. So
I don't even know what that would be referencing.
I remember there was some animated dog movie that had like 3 fart jokes in the trailer. I'm like,
God.
okay. I'm out. Please, never again.
Do I try to find what you're talking about by googling animated dog fart, or do I just leave that one off of the browser history? I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna live my life without that knowledge. Was it like? Is it a recent film?
I think it was Alpha and Omega, maybe.
Oh, I have no idea what that is.
Which is from like 2010.
Oh yeah, okay. I was even less aware of things in 2010 than I am today, if you can imagine.
Oh.
So.
I might be wrong, but I think that's what it was.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm stoked for the finale. I'm hoping it's everything that it should be.
Yeah. If this episode had been entirely musical montage of build up, I would have been way more into it.
Dude, if it was on the par of the end of this episode and it was just 23 minutes of that, that is perfectly fine. Like that is
that would have
okay
been
by
great.
me. Like, man, they could have just had them doing plot. Like, you know what? It literally wouldn't even matter. Like, we know enough at this point.
Yeah.
Where we could have them, we could just literally watch them do the shit over, like, the music. It would have been fine. God damn.
Yep.
Well, now I'm disappointed. Maybe someone out there will, like, make that version if suggested.
Yeah. I think that version makes more so weirdly, if this were airing on TV, I don't think that version, I think the version we got would make more sense. But considering this is airing on fucking Netflix, I think it would make way more sense to like assume your audience has been watching the previous episodes and doesn't need you to explain the same exact thing 5 times.
Oh, 100%
in a row every episode. Like I think that stuff is actually even less excusable because it's a fucking Netflix show.
Yeah, like you have to try to watch it.
You don't have to. There's no reason to like build your structure around reminding your audience about. Like I guess it is airing weekly. It's not. It didn't come out all at once. But.
No, it doesn't matter. They have the ability right there to refresh.
Yeah.
If they really forgot what happened, like the last episode is right there.
Yeah.
And
anyway.
I along with like the reminder, like not needing the reminders because, you know, they have the ability to rewatch and whatever, and it's like not going to be accidental. It doesn't seem like enough space. Like 13 episodes is not much in the scheme of things. Like to fill, like you could have been doing so many more cool things. I don't know.
I can't say they didn't get enough episodes when I feel like they're wasting the episodes they have.
Oh, I'm not saying they should have had more necessarily. But like you could have cut out so much of this shit and like showed Jet Jaguar like stabbing another Rodan through. Or something.
Or something other than a Rodan. But I think that's budget stuff, honestly.
Yeah.
Like with CG animation in particular, like every model you introduce is more expensive. So just going back to Rodan is probably cheaper.
That's fine. If it's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Again, it's all gonna hang on if the finale is good, if it was worth it. Because it was good, because it was just so much build up. It was so reliant on being as existing as build up for this finale.
And I didn't mind the build up, but I'm still a little bit surprised that they didn't like even in the beginning I thought we would get like 4 episodes of like packed shit on the tail end of this. And then when it wasn't the last 4, I'm like, okay, well, surely the last 2. And now like it's just the one, hopefully. So
Yeah.
kind of maybe it'll be longer, I don't know. But
If it ends on a cliffhanger, I'm gonna be pissed.
if it ends on a cliffhanger, we'll put it on the shelf next to the other Godzilla anime that we have. Not totally true because this one has like the music and shit,
Yeah.
but
I mean, whatever. Like that'll be the difference between me actually recommending this and me not recommending this to anyone.
mm-hmm.
Because I mean, either way, I'll have watched it, and it's not like I'm like gonna be running out to rewatch it.
I guess
Regardless of how this episode is.
if it does end on a cliffhanger, and we get a second season from it, and it was successful enough to like bump the budget for the second season, and then that is like dope as hell, that would also be a fine line for me. A fine line to traverse. Not
Sure. I find that unlikely on Netflix.
Yeah. Apparently it is huge. Like it's huge in Japan.
That's good.
Like I saw a thing. Like was it like I don't know if it was highest, but like it's very popular in Japan from what I read. So
Neat.
we'll see how it does in the rest of the world.
Man. I don't know. There's stuff to like about this show. Yeah, totally. But it is a lot of build up, so it really needs to land the payoff, which it could. Because when Godzilla last did a thing, that was cool as hell. So
Yeah.
give me upping the ante from that, and I'll be pretty happy probably. Ultimately.
So, okay. I was gonna ask when this like comes out and the rest of the world on Netflix, and I guess June 24th.
Okay. So
Interesting.
like a week after it finishes airing in Japan.
Which is ridiculous.
I mean, since they've like got it mostly translated by now, it seems like that makes sense. That they started airing it and they didn't have it all translated to English, and now they caught up while it was airing. Makes more sense. They could just come out pretty quickly afterwards.
It's
And other like 8 other languages also. Or
it's
whatever.
partially problematic to me, like specifically because to my knowledge from what I've like read about and seen, I think Netflix still primarily, if not solely, chooses what to cut based on viewership. So if all of the people who actually really care about Godzilla have gone and looked at the ripped versions like from torrents, they're not going to be watching on Netflix. Netflix not going to see those views, and then it's going to look like it's doing poorly, you know?
Yeah. Whatever. That shit happened to Avatar. The Last Airbender, so it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I don't think piracy numbers correlate that. Like, piracy, they're separate platforms. Piracy and actually having Netflix. People who watch shit because it's on Netflix are like a whole different audience from people who will pirate a thing.
No, I don't
In
think
large
so.
part.
I don't think, yeah, I mean in general, but in this specific case, I don't know. Like, so many people have Netflix, and this was coming to Netflix, so it's literally just a time gate. Like, they didn't pirate it because they don't have Netflix. They pirated it because they're not going to wait a month, you know? If it's already there, like, and people are putting it out, and it's translated. If there was no one translating it, like, quickly and properly, or properly-ish, then I don't think it would matter. Like, I wouldn't have watched it, probably. I might have watched, like, an episode, but I'm not going to watch the entire show in Japanese.
I don't think that many people are torrenting this, Ben.
I don't know, man.
I'm gonna be real.
I'm saying like people, the Godzilla fans, like, I could see an overlap there. Obviously, your average person isn't going to be like, oh shit, I gotta get me this. It could be. I don't know. I'd be interested to know the statistics. I never will, but I'd be interested.
I mean, I can look at the torrent numbers, Ben. They're not that big.
I mean, but torrent numbers compared to Netflix stuff when it comes out. I want all the numbers.
I don't know. I feel like the Netflix audience is mostly people who just watch the shit that's on Netflix.
I don't know, man. Godzilla has a lot of fans that just do shit for Godzilla.
The people they're cutting off is like the people who would have maybe signed up for Netflix if this hadn't been available any other way at launch, but had been available at Netflix. But I don't think that that's like a large number of people who didn't have Netflix already and would get it for this specific thing.
Yeah. Well, and like so many people already have it.
Yeah.
But it's just more about like the specific, like how many people won't be viewing it because they already saw it. That's mostly what I want to know. I know it's not like an astronomical number, but I also don't know. Like, mostly I only care because, like, you know, Netflix chops fucking everything. Like, it seems like they throw everything against the wall, and it doesn't need to just stick. It has to be like embedded into the wall to not get the axe.
I don't think that I wouldn't expect Netflix to renew it, and I don't think the numbers of people who are pirating it are actually big enough to make a difference either way.
Yeah,
that's what I'd say.
I suppose.
I just think Netflix likes to get a thing and then move on. Although they did make fucking 3 of those movies, so I don't fucking know what they're doing. Also.
Yeah, I don't know. Or were they like all previous? I don't know. Something.
It must have been like a whole deal. Like all at once or whatever.
Or like
they didn't make a deal to make one movie and then decided, oh, we'll get 2 more.
Yeah.
I don't know how that shit works. Anyway, that's an episode.
Yeah. I'm excited for the finale.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. SoulCirclePodcast@gmail.com. SoulCirclePod on Twitter. SoulCirclePodcast wherever podcasts are found. And I'm on Anchor.fm/SoulCircle. Now I'm on Twitter @ComicPanels.
I'm not.
Ben has already gone through the calamity.
That's true.
On the other side.
I dove into that